The canine handlers, and we just saw a lot of love that came our way. Two of our canine handlers who was stealing from the sheriff's department. They were stealing canine equipment, vaults that we have in the back of our cars that we lock our guns in, muzzles, a lot of different things. We uncovered this last week in an undercover operation where we went to the social media platform. One of them had created under a false name and was selling some of our contact with that deputy, made arrangements to buy the equipment and made arrangements to buy it here in the sheriff's department. And he showed up in his patrol car. And at that point, we took the stuff that he had and we started an investigation. We have two of our deputies that were arrested this morning. I showed her pictures right now. That's the two. Now that is not their sheriff's department pictures. That is their booking pictures where they were booked in the Isaac Page and Corey Mayo, two of our canine handlers, were both charged with misconduct in office. That is the highest charge that we could charge them with. We wanted to make sure that the full weight of the criminal justice system falls on them. So they're charged with misconduct, which could carry a sentence up to 10 years. While they were stealing, they were using some of our own equipment to steal the stuff they were stealing, and then when they were selling it while they were on duty, even in the patrol car. I stand here a lot of times and amazed at things that people in our community do, and I really stand here today just, again, with all those emotions I described earlier about two of our own that I trusted, that those who wear this uniform trusted to them to do the right thing. But these two did not. They broke the law, and they're going to be treated just like anybody who's a common thief that goes out here and they were arrested this morning about 9 o'clock. Our investigation, which included downloading their phones, which we got lots of evidence off the phones. We recovered quite a bit of stuff from their residence, stuff that they had stolen that they had not sold yet. You really don't know what to say. I will say this, though. I apologize to the community. I apologize to all the men and women who wear the uniform. For what these two have done. They tarnished the badge, and all of us good cops, now we're going to suffer some for what they've done. Those who don't like cops will say they're all bad cops. They're not. The majority of the cops that put this uniform on are good and honest. They go about it the right way. Unfortunately, these two didn't. These are some of the items that we recovered. You see some of them are brand new items still in the bag that they were stealing from our canine office, and then we're putting for sale. I went through a class in a meeting yesterday where the speaker was talking about vice sheriffs never get up and say you're sorry. I disagree. I think when we do something wrong, then it is my job to say I'm sorry to the community, I'm sorry to those who wear this uniform, I'm sorry to all the supporters we've got, and that we had two bad cops. But I'm also glad that we caught them. They've been doing this, as far as we know, back to February of last year. So it's been at least a year, and may have been longer, but we've got evidence that goes all the way back to a year. So I am sorry for what they've done. I'm sorry that they tarnished this badge. But again, they're going to face what they should. We're going to do all we can to make sure that their law enforcement certification anywhere ever again. We're going to do all we can to do that. Paige has been with us for 4 years. Mayo's been with us for 2.5 years. The canines that they have will be reassigned. We'll keep on working. The dogs are not guilty of anything except for having a bad handler. So, questions?
Were some of the items that were sold, were they ever noticed to be gone or missing from the sheriff's department?
No. We didn't know they were gone until we started looking for them. And then once we realized what was there, then we discovered it. Yeah, some of the items. But again, if you look at the items that were stolen, they're not something that would have a serial number on it. It's just muzzles, leashes, medical kits, the boxes that go in the back of a car. So no.
So what initially spurred on this investigation?
One of our investigators, this fake name, and noticed that what was being sold was items from the sheriff's department, and then made contact and set up a buy. And that buy occurred here in the sheriff's department parking lot. And that's what initiated it. Again, our people doing the right thing.
When you realized it was in fact your deputies, I'm sure many people had come to know them and trust them within the department. What was your initial reaction when you realized it was two of your own?
Well, I don't media, but I was not very happy with it. I mean, these are two that I trusted, two of them that I knew that I thought were good cops. No, they're not. They're not good cops. They're thieves. They don't deserve to wear this uniform. And that's why the pictures we put up, it's not in the sheriff's department pictures. This is the jail pictures. That's the pictures that people need to see, is them in the jail outfit when they've been arrested.
Any sense of why they were doing this, why they were stealing and selling these things?
Why does people steal? For money. Easy. Easy stuff. Steal it, you get away with it once, and you just keep on doing it. And they would have kept on doing it. If we hadn't caught them, they'd have probably kept on doing it. Very disturbing to look at text messages that we got off both of them's phones, and just a cavalier attitude they had about it. It really makes you mad. It makes you mad that somebody who were doing what they were doing.
What did those text messages reveal?
That they were, how involved they were, people they were selling this stuff to, talking about going stealing it, using a trailer that the K-9s has to go out and steal the stuff and transport it. It just showed the whole operation what they were doing. Taking orders from people on what somebody would want, then they'd go steal it.
What about the people who bought the stuff?
They didn't know it was stolen. They didn't know it was stolen. So, they're innocent victims.
Now, how much did these two steal? Like dollar-wise or amount-wise?
I don't know. If we charged them with the amount that they stole, would be less than $10,000. So that's only petty larceny. That's a master charge. That's why we went with misconduct. So it's I don't know, probably less than $5,000. It don't matter if it was 5 cents. The fact that they stole stuff, that made them a criminal.
Will this change anything, the protocol of how you keep inventory here, or?
It's hard. We do a good job with our inventory now on stuff that has serial numbers. We track it. So these are items that you normally don't track because they're items that you'll get for the K-9 has their storage room where they keep their equipment, leashes, muzzles, stuff like that, and medical kits for the dogs. So yeah, we'll look at what we can do better. But they were thieves.
And how do you respond to folks in the community who see this and feel like there is that tarnished trust in the sheriff's department because of the actions of these two?
That's 900 people work at this sheriff's department. That's two. So the rest of them, look at the good stuff. And this is something we talked about earlier, is that look at all the good stuff we do every single day, and then I stand up here and have to do this. And that's what people see right now, and that overshadows all the good stuff that we do every single day. There's a lot more good stuff that we do than it is the bad stuff. And that's why I started this off talking about what had happened to our canines this past year and how the community came out and support them. Support the dogs, support the handlers. We got great handlers. We got great people who work here. So I don't think that destroys the trust that the community should have in us. I think the community should, understand that they're human. They made a mistake, and they're being held accountable for it. But we're going to do the job. We're going to do the right thing, and the people here did the right thing. When the investigator came across it, she didn't ignore it. When our investigator started working it, they didn't ignore anything. They put the full weight on them, both.
Are you going to be reviewing any other cases that these deputies were involved in for any other possible misconduct?
They're thieves. I think that's the only thing that they're involved in is being thieves. Their arrest and activities they do are monitored pretty close because they have the body cams and the cameras in the car. So when you make a case and stuff like that, they're already reviewed. So I don't think they were doing anything like that. They were just thieves. They were just thieves. We've checked. We've done some very close checking to make sure that we didn't have anybody else that was doing this, and it's isolated to these two.
What's the relationship between the two of them? Were they partners, friends?
They work the same shift. There's three of them that are on a shift. The third one on the shift had no clue what was going on. I will tell you, he is very upset because here he is out here working, and the other two mad. He's very mad. So there were three people on a shift. These were two of them.
Sheriff, how does the department handle when something like this happens with cases that they may have been involved with?
Well, that's up to the prosecutors. Again, we reviewed, their cases are reviewed anyway. It doesn't take something like this for us to go back and check the cases they made. They're already reviewed, so we haven't seen anything abnormal with the cases they've made. It's just they were stealing. They were thieves. And I can't stop repeating that. They were just thieves. And that's what they're going to be treated like. All right, thank y'all.
Open everything up in the press box.